Hey guys, so today we are going to be doing a pick card reading for who is watching your social media. So who has been following your social media, who's watching you from afar. We're going to have 4 piles. Pile 1 is going to be the 6 of spades. Pile 2 is going to be the 5 of clubs. Pile 3 is going to be the 10 of clubs. And pile 4 is going to be the 10 of spades. And for the collective, I've got the 4 of spades. So you appear to be very, very relaxed right now. The people who are watching you on social media are currently wondering how you are looking so unbothered. The word unbothered is coming to mind for the collective. That'll mean a different thing for each person, but the people who are watching your social media find you to be very unbothered, and I feel like some people take a lot of inspiration from that, and some people are very bothered by that. We will see which is which. Again, pile 1 is the 6 of spades. Pile 2 is the 5 of clubs. I'm sorry. Pile 2 is the 5 of clubs. Pile 3 is the 10 of clubs. And pile 4 is the 10 of spades. All right, and let's get started with pile 1, the 6 of spades. So already I'm getting that this is someone who you have moved on from, or someone who feels like you have moved on from them at the very least. Yeah, the 5 of wands just popped up out of nowhere. And the song in my head right now is, it's a song by Soja. It's like this feeling I get, it's like I'm not done yet. The Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of Cups. This is someone who, the last time you spoke to them, things were not great, and things did not end on a great note with the two of you. For some of you, this bridge was burnt, and for others of you, this is something that hasn't necessarily ended things, but it has made things very awkward to continue. Like, no one really knows how to continue this relationship. They've been watching you from afar because regardless of the situation, they want back into your life. This person wants back into your life. They feel like things ended prematurely, and they feel like you are meant to be in each other's lives. They still feel like there's destiny between the two of you. They feel like you moving on has been something very, very premature. And they're fighting it. They want to fight it. They're not happy with the situation as it is right now. Yeah, I'm getting really, like, aggravated energy, honestly. This is someone who probably has been having trouble sleeping. This is someone who, that might be a clue, actually, to who this is. If you know someone who their sleep pattern is really easily disrupted, that could be a clue as to who it is. There's definitely the sense that this person has been very bothered by this lately. It's been weighing on their mind a lot. You have been weighing on their mind a lot. And because of that, they have been, some of these people, for some of you, this is a person who doesn't know your social media. This is someone who has been looking for your social media accounts. But for most of you, I get the feeling that this is someone who is really involved in your life, so they knew at least some of the social media accounts that you have, if you're not super open about that. And they have been, the word obsessive comes to mind. The Knight of Cups, yeah, the Knight of Cups is it's indicative of Pisces. There's something they want to offer you something. You've been on their mind in almost a romantic sense. I get the feeling that they have, for most of you, this is a person who has almost romanticized the idea. I mentioned soulmates, like they have romanticized the idea of being with you to a point where it is totally unacceptable that they don't at least try. So do expect communication from this person sometime soon. By Pisces season, by February next year. The holiday season is going to be important for most of you, I think. I have a feeling that the holiday season is going to be bringing gifts, basically. All right, and I've got the Knight of Cups again. Again, with that Pisces energy, this is someone very dreamy too. I think that's part of why the holiday season is going to be important here. This is someone who really wants to make something big happen for you, basically. This is someone who, again, romanticizes things really easily, so they're thinking of a big gesture to make up for the time lost, basically. It feels a little bit like love bombing, honestly, and I don't think that it's on purpose for a lot of you. I think this is just a person who they go over the top with things. And that might have been a problem in the past, honestly. It might have been a problem that they go overboard when really all they need to do is apologize. And we've got the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is, again, indicative of Pisces energy. This is Neptune energy. So very strong Pisces energy, very strong dreamer energy. Pisces is a very dreamy sign. This is someone extremely romantic and someone who might have a hard time getting their heads out of the clouds. That might be an issue that you've had with them. This is someone who doesn't feel super logical. If they are a logical person, you make them illogical. Love makes them illogical. There's also a sense of like a spiritual connection here. This person, regardless of how you feel about them, this person feels very spiritually connected to you. And they feel like they have been sacrificing this time away from you to get better, basically. They feel like they have grown since the two of you have split. They feel like they have become a better person and a better fit for you in the time that you two have split. And for some of you, I get the feeling that it hasn't been a very long time, but for a lot of you, it's been a second since this person has been in your life. I do get kind of a stubborn energy. This this feeling like they needed to get better before they could re-enter your life, basically. And they feel like they've gotten better. The Hanged Man in this deck is indicative of Odin, when Odin sacrificed himself to himself on the world tree to gain the knowledge of the rune stones. This person feels like they have leveled up since the two of you have last spoken. And they feel like you have leveled up as well. And they think that you two are even better matches now. I don't think that I think you would be kind of surprised to find out that this person has been watching you and this person still has you on their mind. Because again, I think for most of you, this is someone who hasn't been in your life for a second. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles, but they see a future with you. This person sees a future with you. They see their whole life with you, and they're very attached to this image. Again, I think that this is someone who hasn't been in your life for a while, so the fact that they still want this future with you, the fact that they still see this future so clearly with you, it means something. It's really important, both to them and just in general. They're taking it as a sign, basically. A sign that things are not done between the two of you. I'm gonna have to look up the name of that song. I'll make sure to write it by the timestamp in the description, but there's a very specific song coming to mind, and the song talks about basically two people who have a history together, but It's like this feeling I get. It's like I'm not done yet. Like it's about the artist believing that things are not done between him and this person, basically. Just gets the feeling that things are not done between him and this person. And that's definitely the energy that's coming through. It feels almost nervous, honestly. It feels almost anxious. Despite how long you two have been separated, for whatever reason, this person now feels like they have a time limit or a timeline that they have to follow. I think that's why the next season, literally the next season, the holiday season, is going to be very important. This reading is timeless, but where I am right now is right before the holiday season in November. And so this next season, if you are watching this and that is not the case, I'm talking about literally the next season, as in like winter or autumn or spring or summer, whatever the next season that you're looking at is, it's going to be very important, basically, that this person is planning on making a move within the next season. And we've got the Five of Cups because they're heartbroken without you. I think for a lot of you, this person tried to move on, um, and they just couldn't. For most of you, this is a romantic interest. For most of you, this is a romantic interest. And there's the likelihood that they have seen other people in the downtime between the two of you being together, and they just can't get past you. They are heartbroken over you. And I also get the feeling that they're watching your social media and you look happy. You look like you've moved on. You look like life is moving forward for you. And they're really sad about that, honestly. They are heartbroken that you have moved on without them, partially because obviously they still want you in their life, but also because they can't move on from you. They've accepted at this point that moving on from you is not something they're going to be able to do. And they feel like they're just watching you the way that this man is facing the Ten of Pentacles here. They feel like they're just watching you evolve and build your life and build your foundation and change, and they have no access to that anymore. So it's making them ignore everything in their life. The way that these two cups are still standing behind him, it doesn't really matter what else is in their life. It's never really mattered what else was in their life. They can't help but want you. They can't help but imagine the life that they could have with you. And the more they watch your social media, the more they can see themselves integrating into your life. Again, this is someone who's very romantic, someone who can get a little bit carried away with their imagination, basically. They are already very attached to a future that they see with you. And the longer they go watching your social media, the more your reality grinds against what they imagine for the two of you. And I think that's part of why they want to move forward with things, because it's becoming too much for them to watch you live your life without them, because they can't live their life without you. They feel like they cannot live their life without you. The Nine of Pentacles, because you are so happy. You just look so happy. Your social media makes you seem so happy, like you've moved on and like you've got things growing for yourself. Definitely the sense that you have things growing for yourself. Some of you are business people, like you have businesses, and some of you are influencers. You have, like, your social media actually is like a part of how you make money, basically. And so they're watching you flourish. They're watching your social media grow. They're watching you expand, and it's becoming too much for them. Some of you may have just had a windfall or like a big change in your life, and that's what's triggering this big need for them to move forward and to re-enter your life. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune. They feel like you two are meant to be together. This is the second time the Wheel of Fortune is coming out, I think. I'm pretty sure that it fell out while I was shuffling for your deck. they feel like you are meant to be together. And they aren't willing to let go of that. They aren't willing to let go of, even if it's just that they have convinced themselves at this point, every sign they see, every song they hear, song is very important. You might have a really strong musical connection with this person. It all reminds them of you. It all makes them feel like they need to come back home to you. And you do feel like home to them. I get the feeling that a lot of you would trip out. Like, when you find out who this person is, when this person approaches you, it's going to catch you off guard, because I do get this feeling that for a lot of you, it's been a decent amount of time since this person has been in your life. They have tried to move on, and they can't. Let's get a little more information on who this person is. All right, we've got the lovebird, codependent, easily manipulated, and weak constitution. Okay, so strong third party energy. I do get the sense that some of you, your relationship ended because there was a third party involved, and this doesn't have to be like a romantic third party, right? This is just any third party energy that affected your relationship with this person. A relationship is between two people. Anyone on the outside of that is a third party. So there's definitely the sense that there was a third party involved here who maybe convince this person that things were different than they seemed. They feel like they were manipulated, basically. This person, whether that's an excuse that they feed themselves or not, this person very much feels like they were manipulated and that they weren't really seeing things clearly when things ended between the two of you. And we've got the owl, intuitive and sharp-sighted, protective and intelligent. So this person at their best this person at their best has a really good intuition, actually. They're very intelligent. They're someone who is actually very good at reading people. I get the sense that usually this person is very good at reading people. And if that wasn't the case when you knew them, it's something that they've developed because they had to at this point. Either they are typically very good at reading people, so they feel bamboozled and really, really like they messed up because a third party got involved and screwed things up for them with you, or they have grown since then and matured into a person who is much better at reading people. And that's part of why they feel they can approach you now and they actually have something to offer you now, because they're not as likely to get drawn in by a bad energy, basically. And we've got the peacock, beautiful, show-stopping, and confident. So 3 birds so far, by the way. This is someone who's very free-spirited. And I think that's part of why they feel so bogged down by this connection to you, because they're not used to being so... I'm getting the sense of caged. This is a person who feels very caged by this restriction. They want to approach you and they can't figure out how. And they tried for a long time to get away from you and they can't. They just feel trapped in the situation. And since they can't get away from you, the only thing to do is to approach you. They're trying so hard to figure out how to approach you. I'm getting in the sense that beautiful, show-stopping, and confident is less about them and more about you. This person idealizes you. This person has put you on a very high pedestal since the last time you two spoke and the last time you two were involved with each other. Part of it is watching your social media too. Part of it is the fact that they've been watching your social media, and your social media makes you look like you have everything in control. You look like you have grown since the two of you have been together. You look like you have gotten better since the two of you were involved with each other. And they are, I get for some of you even, they're kind of jealous. Like they're heartbroken that this has affected you less than it's affected them. But I think for some of you, they're like genuinely jealous that you were able to get away from them when they obviously could not get away from you. And we've got demon at the bottom of the deck. Hedonistic, sensual, and self-indulgent. This person feels like you are their dirty little secret. And I saying that makes it sound awful. But what I mean by that is that they are trying so hard not to let the people in their life know just how addicted they still are to you. And I get the feeling that people are definitely aware. I get the feeling that they're not as slick as they think they are, and they're not as good at hiding it as they think they are. For some of you, I have the feeling that they overcompensate by like, and if this isn't the case anymore, this might have been the case before, where they overcompensated by like gossiping about you and like talking shit about you basically. And they're regretting that. If it's something that they're doing now, every time they open their mouth to say something negative about you, it comes back to bite them. Like, they're regretting it. We've got hypnophobia, Aziza Barnes. I am not afraid of the night. I am afraid of its obligation. To close your eyes and unleash that tight fist of knowing, I could not have been born like this. For every fear, there is said to be a triggering effect. Someone holding a gun saying, this may be my fault, but it's still your story. That is a wonderful poem, by the way, in case you've never heard of it. But what I've been shuffling are cards as to what they want to say to you. This person has been losing sleep over you. This person has definitely been losing sleep over you. And they've been losing sleep over how they treated you. And for some of you, what they said about you after things were over. They're especially in a bind because now they're trying to get back into your life and they've spent so much time talking shit about you. Some of them still are trying to overcompensate by pretending that they have no interest in you, by acting like you're not as great as you are. And it's causing them to lose sleep. This person, every time they open their mouth about you to say something negative, it comes back to bite them. All right. And we've got the privacy of self. I like snow and roses, common storm. I like to love, like to hate. Every contradiction, every absurdity, every folly, I harbor them all. Gustave Flaubert, January 1840. My handwriting is awful. This person, that sense of duality right there. Again, this person genuinely feels like they're caught in a very, very bad situation where they want to approach you so bad, but the idea of integrating you back into their life after everything that they've said about you is really, really difficult for them. They have kept you as like this secret obsession for so long, and frankly, I don't think that it's been very secret. I think that they've been spying on you, and it's the sort of thing where like they'll talk to their friends and be like, "Oh, she's doing this now," or "he's doing this now," or "they're doing this now." And it'll be really condescending, and their friends will still be like, why do you know that? It's been years. Why do you know that? Or they'll tell a story about you and complain about how you acted in the story, and they'll be like, yes, we get it. It's been years, dude. Years. Come on. Like, this this person, they aren't as good at hiding their obsession with you as they want to believe they are. But because they have spent so long trying to hide it, they now are caught in the middle. How are they going to bring you back into their life after saying that they wanted nothing to do with you because you are horrible to them or whatever? And for some of you, this person like lied about how things ended with you. So like bringing you back into their life means risking both you finding out about the lie and everyone else finding out about the lie in opposite directions. Like I I get very mixed energy from this person. This person adores you. They absolutely adore you, and they definitely have put in work to being a better person. But like, did they put in enough work? I have no idea. That's definitely on you to decide when they approach you. But this be very aware that in the downtime, part of their growing process was being kind of toxic to and about you. And that's not really fair to bring back into your life if they're not over it and if they haven't cleared that up. And we've got ancestral trauma. The pain of parting did not begin with us. We learned to weep at the wailing of our ancestors. Facing the Moon, poems of Li Bai and Du Fu. They're going to be very poetic when they come back. What I get from that is this is someone who has a very hard time accepting responsibility. This parting did not start with us. It was the stars. I think in the beginning of this reading, I mentioned that this person very much feels like you are their soulmate. You are someone who's made for them or someone who was supposed to be with them. The words twin flame come up too. This is definitely someone who has convinced themselves that you are supposed to be in their life, but they have a really difficult time accepting responsibility as to why you are no longer in their life. And when they come back, I have a feeling they're going to wax poetic about how it wasn't meant to be at that time, and now you two are better and you've grown. And I have a feeling it's going to be because they've been watching your social media, so they're going to tailor this to make it seem like something that you can't say no to. They're going to try and be as romantic as possible, tailored to you specifically. They're gonna give you a run for your money as far as trying to make you let them back into your life. Just be aware of that. I do get a feeling though that like you are aware of that. I think this person was always kind of a slick talker, always kind of a smooth talker, and especially now that things have ended, you're more aware of that now. So you're more alert to small amounts of manipulation. And we've got, do not despair when you are crossed, for if you honor the gods of the world below, they will hear your cries. This person, I'm getting almost like sacrifice too. Again, they feel like they're willing to sacrifice to get you back into their life, and I think they've kind of accepted that they're going to have to sacrifice to get you back into their life. I get the phrase almost sacrifice to the gods of, right? Like they're anticipating that getting you back into their life is not going to be an easy trek. It's not going to be something that's going to be the easiest in the world. And so they are anticipating this to be maybe a little bit of a painful process, maybe a little bit of a humbling process. The word humbling comes to mind. And we've got a spark stoked enough will burn down the whole house. Yeah, one, they are very, very, they're a little bit afraid of your temper. They're afraid of what you're going to say when they approach you, basically. And two, I think they're kind of afraid of how they will respond to how you respond to them approaching you. I get the feeling that this might be someone who has a little bit of a temper, who's been known to have a little bit of a temper, and they're a bit worried that when push comes to shove, things are going to devolve and they're going to end up saying things that they once again regret. I do get the feeling that this person has grown. I do get the feeling that this person has changed. But again, is it enough? And will it ever be enough if things just aren't meant to be? Especially since this person is banking so much on this idea that fate will bring you two together again. And I do get the sense that that is part of making that's part of what's making this a little bit toxic. That's part of the energy that's being a little bit toxic here. They feel like you two are so incredibly meant to be together that things like apologies and things like fixing the problem that was there in the first place is secondary. You know what I mean? Like, they just need to get back into your life, whatever means necessary, because you two were meant to be together. You're their other half. So obviously things will just work out and fix themselves. That's not the case for anything. That's not how anything works. And that's not fair to pin on another person. So just be aware of that. Be aware of the fact that you should never have to. If someone wants to come back into your life and they want forgiveness in the process, they should at the very least be willing to apologize. They should at the very least be willing to admit to what they did wrong. All right, lovelies, that is what I've got for you. I hope that was enlightening. Thank you so much for coming out and playing with me today. I will see you next time. Bye. All right, and we are on pile 2. That's going to be the 5 of clubs. Sorry, I had to turn the light on. It's like exactly dusk right now. It's light enough outside that I thought I had enough light for natural lighting, and dark enough outside that no, I did not. So, the 5 of the 5 of clubs. This is someone who I feel you've known since your childhood. I don't think that you've been in I don't think that you've been in touch with them recently, but I do get a sense that this is someone who you've known for a long time, basically. If not since you were kids, for a very long time, and at a point in your life where you were maybe a little bit less mature. I'm thinking, like, for some of you, that would be like college, your first couple years of college. For some of you, that's going to be back when you were an intern at your job, or when you first started the job that you were working at. But for a lot of you, it's going to be actually when you were kids, back when you were in grade school of some sort, or something like that. And again, this is someone who maybe the last time you spoke, it wasn't on the best of terms. I do get a sense, though, that they want to come back into your life. I get kind of a sense of rivalry, almost like a sibling rivalry. This is someone who maybe had kind of a frenemy situation going on with you, someone who, like, definitely cared about you and someone who you definitely cared about, but maybe competition got a little bit, let's say, intense between the two of you. Even if you weren't aware that there was an intense competition going on between the two of you, I do get the sense that this is someone who was competing with you in some regard. And I do get the sense that even though they want back into your life, they're still kind of competing with you. This is someone who they've been watching your social media and they cannot help but compare themselves to what they see you living through your social media. Yeah, the Sun. Definitely someone that you knew at a formative time in your life, or a younger time in your life. And someone who you have good memories with, honestly. Someone who the two of you might have just grown apart. It might not have been that there was anything specific that separated the two of you. It was just life. You just grew apart. All right, and we've got the Tower. You make them feel so insecure. And I have a feeling that it's only gotten worse as time has gone on, especially if this is someone who you knew when you were literal children. The sense of competition has only gotten more intense as time has gone on. for some of you, this person doesn't even want back into your life necessarily, because I don't think they can handle it. I think they're aware of the fact that they wouldn't really be able to handle being back in your life. They just they want to compete with you so much. They compare themselves to you so much. And no matter what they do, they always come up feeling like they are losing, which is unfortunate, because I get the sense that, like, it's comparing apples to oranges, basically. Like, I do get the sense that even if you two met when you were starting at a job of some sort together, like, I just have a feeling that your goals are different. I have a feeling that you two are very different people, and comparing the two of you is just it's a losing game, basically. It's never going to work out well for anyone, which is probably why you haven't done it. I don't get the sense that you are comparing yourself to this person, because I don't get the sense that you are still watching this person. I have a feeling that if you were to find out who this person was, you might roll your eyes about it, but it's not someone who you would be expecting to be haunting your social media pages. We've got the Hierophant. This is the third major arcana in a row of the three cards that I've pulled so far. And this is also the major arcana that speaks of community and can speak of actual literal worship. This person feels like you are on another level. They hold you in such high regard. They place you on a pedestal. And honestly, it's not healthy. This isn't healthy. In their holding you in such a high regard, they make it impossible for you two to have any kind of a relationship, because things will never be even in their eyes. It doesn't matter what you do. Like, even here, the Pope is on a higher, literally on a higher pedestal, and there are two people who are literally below him. Like, they just feel like you are on a different level, like you're operating on a different level, and that makes them really jealous. That makes this person very jealous. This person has huge jealousy issues surrounding you. And we've got the King of Cups. The King of Cups is indicative of Scorpio. Now, I am currently in Scorpio season. This reading is timeless, but I am currently in Scorpio season. And so that is indicative of the fact that this person is you're probably going to get some kind of sign of who this person is sometime soon. For some of you, that'll be them reaching out, but for others of you, I get the feeling that it's going to be something really, really silly, like someone liking a post of yours on accident or something like that, and alerting you to the fact that they're still watching your stuff, or someone watching your story, not thinking about the fact that you're going to check who's watching your story, you know? And I do get the feeling that that's going to happen within the next zodiac season cycle. So for right now, for me, it would be within the Scorpio season. If you're not in the Scorpio season right now, it'll be whatever zodiac season you're currently in. Other than that, Scorpio is very deep energy. And between the King of Cups and the Tower, this is a feeling that this person harbors really deep inside them. It's kind of tearing them apart. Like, this isn't something that they talk to other people about, and honestly, I have a feeling that this person doesn't talk to anyone about you. They keep their, I don't want to say obsession, but that's kind of how it comes off. They keep the fact that they're still keeping such close tabs on you really secret, because I get the feeling that they're not super, like, proud of the fact that that's what they've been doing. You know what I mean? And they're not super proud. For some of them, they're not super proud of how your relationship ended. Like, things didn't end the best. And they're not proud of that. They're not proud of how things ended. And we've got the Two of Pentacles reversed. And this is starting to really affect them. This is starting to, like, actually affect their balance. I do get the feeling that for some of you, this person has been losing sleep, and it's been, like, actually affecting their day-to-day life. I don't know what has recently gone down. I do get the feeling that they have been watching your social media. They have been keeping tabs on you. I'm not sure what has gone down in your life recently, though, but there seems to be something that has triggered them really badly. Some kind of windfall for you, some kind of like good thing for you has made them feel really inferior, and it's really messing with them. I think you'd be shocked how much power you still have over this person. And frankly, I get the feeling that you wouldn't want all this power over this person. This is a lot. This is a lot of influence over one person, especially someone who's not in your life right now. And we've got the Page of Cups. I do get the feeling that this is going to end. I mentioned it at the beginning that this is someone who really wanted to come back into your life. For most of you, I get the feeling that this is going to lead to them reaching out and trying to talk to you, offering you, yeah, dove, offering you an olive branch of some sort, because they they can't handle this, like, really, I get like almost a vibrating string. Like it feels like there's tension and they can't really handle it. They want back into your life. If they can't beat you, they want to join you again, basically. But for the dove, we've got innocent and pure, well-loved and well sought after, and romantic. I get the feeling that that's more how they view you. That's how they've been viewing you, and honestly, how other people probably view you as well. If you two still have mutual friends, this person has been hearing through the grapevine and through your mutual friends that you've been doing really good. And that has also been making them upset. No one has a bad word to say about you. No one has anything bad to say about you, which means that if they say anything bad about you, they just come off as a hater, which I think is part of why they keep this locked down so hard. They're trying really hard not to be open about just how much they're still watching you, because they know they'll come off as a hater, because that's kind of what they are. And we've got tiger sharks, chronically underestimated, snappy, unhealthy habits. This is what that describes how they've been living their life, basically. This has been affecting them, this jealousy, this, like, the word festering comes to mind. It's just affecting them really badly. They have really serious issues with jealousy towards you, and it's starting to make them snap at the people who mention you positively. It's starting to make them feel like people are insulting them just by bringing your name up. Like, they're quickly realizing, I think, for a lot of you, this olive branch that they offer you, this Page of Cups energy that they offer you, it's going to be it's going to be so they can say that they've mended bridges with you. I don't want to make this sound negative, but it's just, this person doesn't seem like the best. This person seems like a really toxic friend, basically. They respect you and they admire you a lot, but that admiration turns to jealousy, and it's just not healthy for either of you, for you to be held on a pedestal like that. You're just a person. Everyone's just a person, and the more they hold you on a pedestal, the more this jealousy of you is going to grow. It's really a personal thing. It doesn't really even matter where the two of you are in your lives. And I do, again, get the feeling that your lives are not comparable. And we've got the vulture, misunderstood, unkempt, and quiet. Yeah, they're feeling really misunderstood right now. I think they're misunderstanding themselves. I don't think that they understand why they are so attached to you and still so attached to this jealousy surrounding you. Because again, I get for most of you that this person has been out of your life for a while. You knew them at, again, a very formative time in your life, and they haven't been around for a while since. You have since formed. The two of you have since formed away from each other. And we've got unicorns, healers, mystics, and caring. Again, I'm getting the energy that they have been watching you and they're trying to, I don't want to say mimic you, but that is kind of the energy that comes off. I get the feeling that you are a very bright person. You're a very sunshiny person, and that's why people don't have anything negative to say about you. And this person wants healing between the two of you, and they want to be like you. They want to be the kind of person who people genuinely believe can be the bigger person, basically. Because I get the feeling that if you guys have mutual friends, your mutual friends don't think that these bridges will ever mend, because they don't think that this person is capable of doing the apology or giving you the apology that they owe you, that you deserve. And we've got the Ram, confident, natural leader, masculine sexual appeal. This is someone who is very outspoken, basically. And I think their outspoken nature is coming back to haunt them, because they don't know what to say to you. What they owe you is an apology, I feel. The longer and the deeper we get into this reading, the more it feels like they owe you some kind of apology. And they're just being very stubborn about that. They're being thick-headed and hard-headed, like a ram comes to mind. They're being hard-headed about it. And we've got fairy, mischievous, gossip, a cheat. Ooh. Again, I feel like this person, part of what's bothering them is they can't gossip about you. They usually would be a gossip. That usually would be how they get this energy out and how they like deal with this jealousy. I don't think that they can gossip about you, and I think they know that. It just makes them come off as a hater. Every person who they could gossip to you about, every person who knows about you, even the people who didn't know about you until this person brought you up and started talking about you, so they went looking for you. Like, people just kind of come to the conclusion that this person's being a giant hater, and like, that's not incorrect. And we've got the canary, restricted, undervalued gossip. Again with the gossip. This person gossips and feels so jealous of you. And frankly, I don't think you're the first person that they've felt this kind of jealousy towards. I think you've been their focus for a very long time, but I think jealousy is something that is it's a trait that this person has to deal with. It's a negative trait that this person really has to deal with within themselves. They feel like they are not valued. They feel undervalued. They feel like the people around them don't value you. So when they see people, or value them, so when they see people valuing you, it makes them insanely jealous. And frankly, when they find themselves valuing you, it makes them really upset. They don't value themselves. And while I think that it's not totally healthy to say that you can't expect other people to love you if you don't love yourself, I think that that's kind of an unhealthy point of view to take. I do think that it's fair to say that if you take out your negativity on yourself, that will impact the people around you. Like, this person doesn't value themselves. They feel like they have all of these great traits that other people don't value about themselves, when in actuality, they just don't have the confidence that they need to believe that these traits about them really are good. They don't need that validation. For some of you, I'm getting even like with a canary a song. Like, this is someone who, for instance, they feel like they have an amazing singing voice, but they never get compliments on it. So instead of, I don't know, just asking what people feel about them, they find themselves singing around other people constantly and expecting someone at some point to say, wow, you're really good. And the longer it goes on and the more it doesn't happen, the more frustrated they get about it. And we've got flamingo, well balanced, unorthodox, extremely durable. And it's unfortunate because this person has good qualities. I don't want to make them seem terrible, because they're not. They're just someone who needs to deal with really negative negative things about themselves. It's unfortunate, but everyone has these issues. Everyone has to deal with these things. Not everyone's negative traits, however, impact other people the way that this person's negative traits impact other people. And specifically, the way that this person's negative traits impacted their relationship with you. And so it is worth noting that as great as this person can be, if they're not being great to you, that doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Not in the grand scheme of not in the grand scheme of your relationship with them anyway. And we've got the Yinglong, powerful, vengeful, and hard to know. Vengeful sticks out there, and so does powerful. For some of you, this is someone who had power over you. This was literally someone who the relationship between the two of you was not an even relationship. There was a certain amount of power imbalance, and honestly, I get the feeling that they were the person who had a higher position of power, because it would be natural for someone in a lower position of power to admire the person above them. You know what I mean? If not natural, a little bit less self-deprecating. This person feels like they shouldn't admire you. This is someone who likely they had some kind of position of power over you. Boss is coming to mind, manager is coming to mind, someone who was significantly older than you, someone who was much further along in their life than you, someone who feels like they should be better than you. The term like better just comes to mind. They should be better than you, and they're not. They feel like not only are they not better than you, they feel like you are leagues ahead of them. And we've got Eagle, loyal, adaptable, fast, and clever. And this person is usually a good friend. I do get the feeling that jealousy is something again, jealousy is a problem that they live with and that they deal with pretty seriously, I think. But when they're not jealous of the people around them, I get the feeling that they can be a really great person. I get the feeling that this person is aware of their good traits. And again, that feeds into the fact that they want validation for their good traits. And because they need validation for their good traits, their bad traits come out hunting for validation. I do think that you knew them maybe at a really formative time, not just of your life, but also of their life. And they have a lot of really strong emotions connected to you. For some of you, this was a person who you knew at a very low time in their life. Like, you helped them through something really terrible in their life or really hard in their life, and they miss you. On top of all of these feelings, they like genuinely miss you because they genuinely have good memories of you. And again, for a lot of you, this is someone who you helped. So harboring this level of jealousy towards you anyway, the fact that they gossiped about you at one point anyway, the fact that they had to stop gossiping about you because people started calling them out on being a hater anyway, like that sucks. That's really offensive, actually. That's like a really mean thing that they did to you, if that is the case. All right, now we're going to look into what they would say to you if they could say anything to you. And for this specific person, I do get the feeling that it would be there would be a difference between what they would say to you and what they would say to you if they could say anything at all to you and not have to deal with the consequences. This is someone who, they're very good at putting on a mask, very good with the customer service face and voice, basically. Definitely, this is definitely someone who some of you knew from a job of some sort, because customer service is coming to mind for some reason. And we've got Manic Pixie Dream Girl, by Olivia Gatewood. Manic Pixie Dream Girl says, I am going to save you. Um, when I think Manic Pixie Dream Girl, I think less them and more you. And again, I get that feeling that you were in their life during a time when when they really needed someone. I get the feeling that you were in their life when they really needed somebody and you did save them. And that feeling kind of haunts them. I don't think that this person did right by you. And I think that they know that. And we've got actions and reactions. When I doubt, I need to wait. These things work themselves out. And they have been, I get the feeling that they've been waiting. Like, they have been on the outskirts. They've been waiting. That's why they've been watching your social media, because they've been waiting. For a lot of these people, they thought that you would come back to them. I get the feeling that for a lot of you, it wasn't some big blowout. Like, you grew apart, or you had the same fight over and over again until you both just got tired of having the same fight. And this person has spent a lot of time waiting or trying to wait it out, and that's just, it hasn't been working for them. All right, and we've got, around me the trees stir in their leaves and call out, stay a while. The light flows from their branches when I am among the trees. Mary Oliver. They miss you. There's something very nostalgic about that. This person misses you. They have been thinking recently about the times and the memories that you two have together, and I think that it's been haunting them. There's definitely this feeling that the memories of you and your relationship have been haunting this person. And that's part of why I think they've been feeling the push to get back into your life or figure out a way to get back into your life. And we've got Portrait of a Female, Cruel Youth. I'll try anything twice. Hit me when you're cunning. Safe shit that you're running. I ain't hurt. I can learn. I'll try anything. It ain't love if it don't hurt. No safety word. This is a fantastic song, by the way. But there's something very sexual about that, obviously, which is really interesting because up until this point, this has definitely been a very platonic relationship. Between that and the Tower and the King of Cups and even the Sun that came out earlier, though, this is definitely someone who is a little bit confused about their feelings for you. Like, I and I think what it is, the best way to describe it is that they don't know if they want to be you or be with you. This jealousy confuses them. Like, this level of jealousy confuses them, even for someone who's used to being jealous of other people, even for someone who's used to being jealous of their friends. This is like a whole new level that they feel for you, this passion that they feel for you. It's reminiscent of something a whole lot more than just jealousy, you know what I mean? And that is what they've been thinking of lately. They've just, or not even thinking of, but feeling, like they've been feeling this like pull towards you. And when they get jealous of you, when they look through your social media, when they look at everything that you've been doing, even when they imagine everything that you've been doing, even when they let their imagination go wild with what you could be doing without them or what you could be doing now that they're not in your life, like it just makes them, it really riles them up. They get like really heated from it. And just getting heated in general, I think, confuses them a little bit as to how they feel about you. And we've got twin-sized mattress, the front bottoms, but I will help you swim. I will help you swim. I'm gonna help you swim. Um, that I think is more, it's another, they are thinking about a time in their life where you helped them. They're thinking of a time in your life, in their life, where you were there for them and you helped them out. They're feeling extremely nostalgic about it. There's something so dual-sided to this energy. On the one hand, they miss you and they miss all of the memories that they have with you. But on the other hand, they're jealous of you and they feel all of this passion for you, and they're really confused about these feelings that they have for you and the intensity of these feelings that they have for you. And we've got hurt the ones that love us, love the ones that hurt us. I only call you when it's 5:30, the only time that I'll be by your side. I only love it when you touch me, not feel me. When I'm fucked up, that's the real me. The Hills by the Weekend. This person thinks about you late at night. They have extremely confused and conflicted feelings surrounded you. It is a very, very dual energy and a very confused energy, honestly. This person is very jealous of you, and sometimes they're angry about the fact that things have ended. Sometimes they're mournful about the fact that they feel like it was their fault. Sometimes they're heated about the fact that they feel like you are getting all this attention or all this sympathy or all this. You're getting all this energy from the people in your life that they can see through your social media, and the people that you two have in common. Even like they feel like you're getting all of this energy and all of this attention, and they can't help but obsess over it. This person is and has been obsessing over all of the different facets, so what's going through their head about you. It is a fascinating and incredibly confusing energy. I would suggest that you cleanse. This person has definitely been all up in your energy and has been all up in obsessing about you. So if you've been feeling really bothered or bogged down lately, I would suggest like a smoke cleanse or like a bath, a spiritual bath, just to kind of shake off the energy of someone who's feeling some really intense jealousy for you. All right, pile two, that is what I have for you. I hope that it was enlightening. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you next time. Bye. All right, and we are on pile three. That's going to be the 10 of clubs. You've been weighing heavily on this person's mind. I already get the sense that this might not be someone who... This is less someone who's been spying on your social media and more someone who's been looking for your social media. I get the sense that this is someone from your past who... It didn't end negatively or anything. Things just kind of fell out and maybe you lost contact. And this person has been looking for you. All right, and I've got the Four of Pentacles. This is definitely someone really private. This is someone who themselves is not all over social media, probably, who themselves likes to keep a really low profile, and someone who likely isn't super versed in social media, which is why they're having a difficult time finding you. And the Three of Pentacles, someone really established in their job too. I get the feeling that this is someone who thinks about you late at night. For some of you, this is going to be a romantic connection, but for others of you, this is a very platonic connection between you and someone who admires you a lot and is very admired in their own work. This is someone who, from the outside, would appear to have it all. So it is it's definitely a secret that they keep, that they're still so attached to you. I get the feeling that this isn't someone who you knew super intimately. Like, this is someone who it might have been like a friend. It might have even been a friend of a friend, or someone who knew you through your work, and like you stopped talking to them because you stopped working at the place where you knew them from. Um, Definitely someone who they would appear to have it all on the outside. So it's a little bit confusing even to them that they're still so attached to this memory of you. And the Hanged Man. Yeah, and they're just kind of waiting. I don't get the sense that this is someone who is particularly spiritual or believes in like manifestation or anything like that. Um, but even for this person, they get a feeling like there's something there, like there's something still connecting them to you. And they can't help but feel like they're waiting it out. They can't help but like remember these things and feel. For a lot of you, this wasn't a romantic connection, but this person wanted it to be a romantic connection. This person really wanted something more serious with you. And even even without actually getting that, I have a feeling that like the idea of being with you and the idea of what they could have had with you kind of haunts even the relationships that they have now, like the relationships that they've had over the course of their life since knowing you or since meeting you. The Three of Hearts. Yeah, you it sounds so weird, but this is definitely someone who you impacted their ability to have relationships with other people. One, because they really want a relationship with you, and two, because they see you as the ideal. So they have someone to compare all these people to. It's really actually not fair. It feels like a very unfair energy, actually. Um, but it hurts them as much as it ends up hurting the people that they try to get involved with, because they can't help it. This is also three threes in a row. This person, and I do think that there's someone who doesn't believe in things like manifestation. This person has been feeling so drawn to you and so pulled to you, especially recently for whatever reason, that they've been looking into things like manifestation. And frankly, they have been manifesting you just by how much they've been thinking about you, probably. If you've been thinking about someone who you haven't thought about in years, even if you have been remembering things about a person who you can't quite understand why you're thinking about them, it's likely a sign as to who this person is. Like, they might not know a whole lot about manifestation. They probably don't know a whole lot about manifestation, but they have been manifesting your energy just by how much they have been pouring their own energy into you. For a lot of you, this is someone who it keeps them up at night, even. Like, they have no idea why they're so drawn to you, but they just are. And the King of Cups. So, Scorpio energy. Um, for whatever reason that this person is drawn to you, we've got two water signs here, and I am currently in Scorpio season. This reading is timeless, but as things stand, I currently am in Scorpio season. There's the water signs are indicative of a spiritual connection. This person is not crazy, and this person has not just been thinking about you because there's definitely something there. There is a connection there, and they have been refining this connection and doubling over this connection just by how much they've been thinking about you, I think. And the Scorpio season indicates to me that they're going to find a way to contact you soon. They're going to find a way to communicate with you soon. I get the feeling that it will be through your social media, and that's part of why this came up so clearly in this reading, because again, I am sorry that you didn't get exactly a reading about who's been watching your social media. You might want to pick a different pile too, just to see if you've been drawn to one. But this person's energy just took over your reading. This is someone who I'm pretty sure in within the zodiac season that you're in. So for me, that would be Scorpio season. For right now, it would be Scorpio season. If you're not in Scorpio season, it's whatever zodiac season that you're in. Expect some kind of communication from this person, or expect some kind of connection to be reforged with this person, because they've definitely been looking for you. And we've got the Fool. Yeah, they want to start something new with you. They want another chance with you. And I do get the sense of another chance. I get the feeling that for some of you, this person was in a relationship when they met you, which is really awful to think about, because they were so affected by you that there's a possibility that, like, that's part of why their relationship ended. But I do get the sense that no matter what, this is someone who they feel like when they first met you, they didn't have the right chance. Like, when they first met you, they didn't give you the right impression of themselves. When they first met you, they didn't pursue you in a way that they wanted to pursue you. No matter what it is, this person wants another shot. They want another chance with you. All right, so we're going to look into more details about who this person is. Okay. And we've got Fairy, ethereal and dreamlike, artistic and talented, gifted with words and performance. This is someone really impressive, I feel. I think I mentioned this earlier. This is someone who definitely is very stable in their life materially, and someone who is probably really well respected in their job in whatever career they're in, and likely someone who's respected in their, like, passions, like personal passions as well. Again, this person comes off as someone who kind of has it all. So it would so I don't think that they even I think that they even have a hard time talking to other people about how they feel about you, because they can't put it into words. And I especially think that the people they have around them in their life, they don't think would understand. Again, this person feels very logical. This person feels like someone who isn't very spiritual, doesn't believe in this kind of stuff, and yet is so drawn to you. You might be a very spiritual person. You might be a very openly spiritual person. I almost get the sense of, like, a manic pixie dream girl. Like, you came into this person's life for however long or short a period, however in depth or not, and you fundamentally change something about how they see the world. And in every other aspect of their life, they might be the most logical person in the world. When it comes to you, there's something very, very spiritual about this connection, and they're just convinced. They're so convinced that there's something there. We've got the Penguin, cute and playful, loyal and loving. This is someone really sweet. This is definitely someone really sweet. And between the Fairy and the Penguin, I'm also getting someone who's really cute. Um, not like jaw-droppingly gorgeous or anything like that, but definitely someone who's very, very cute. Someone who has a very, very cute energy. Someone who you really want to, like, grab and cuddle and hug. Someone who, frankly, I get the feeling it for a lot of you, this is someone older than you, someone who, if they're not older than you, they're in a position in life where they should be more mature than you, basically. They feel like they should be further along in their life than you, or other people would feel like they should be further along in their life than you. And I get the feeling that for a lot of them, people are wondering why they haven't settled down. Like, why they haven't why they haven't found a stable connection yet. And the answer is you. Like, they can't say that because it'll sound kind of crazy to the people that they know, and they know that, but like the answer is you. The answer is that they met someone who changed their point of view in the world fundamentally, and now they can't think of anyone else because now no one but someone who can impact them that much will ever be good enough for them in their mind. That might change eventually, but for right now, I definitely get the sense that they think that no one will ever top you or beat you out. What I'm getting, what I'm getting is the scene from Love Actually, that Christmas movie, where there's a guy who is in love with his best friend's girl, and he treated her awfully from the time he met her, specifically because he was like dead in love with her at first sight, and she was his best friend's girlfriend, and then she was his best friend's wife, and she thinks that he hates her because of this act that he puts up to push her away from him. And she ends up finding out that actually he's madly in love with her. She ends up looking at the wedding footage, the video footage that he took at their wedding, and it's all her. It's all just close-ups of her, and she pieces together, obviously, that he is in love with her, that he is absolutely obsessed with her. And so he shows up on her door on like Christmas or Christmas Eve, and he pretends to be a caroler while her husband, his best friend, is in the living room, and he has all of these signs that say essentially, hopefully in the next year I will be with a model. He's got like all these pictures of like models and stuff, but until then, to me, you are perfect. And that energy right there, him standing there with the sign saying, to me, you are perfect, that is the energy that I get from this person. That is what's keeping this person from finding a stable relationship. They think that you are perfect, and they can't help but compare everyone they meet to you because of it. We've got the crane, loyal, ritualistic, and nurturing. Cranes also mate for life. Again, this person feels like you are their mate. They feel like you are their soulmate. And they have inadvertently become extremely loyal to that idea. They have inadvertently become extremely loyal to the idea of having a Ten of Pentacles relationship with you, something that lasts forever. They want to build something with you. I'm definitely getting the sense of someone who is very like materially grounded. So they do genuinely think of like building a family with you, building a home with you. This is someone who feels very, very traditional. And so when they imagine like a future with you, they're literally imagining like an actual Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles future with you, a whole family. It's very, very sweet, and like an almost the energy feels almost hopeless because again, I don't think that this person, I don't think this person really knows how to communicate with you. Even if they do have like your phone number or something, I get the feeling that there's like a big blank spot there, like a giant question mark. Even if they do have your phone number, would it be weird if they contacted you out of nowhere? Even if they could find your social media, would it be weird if they followed you? How would they explain how they found it? Like, this is very heavy, almost hopeless energy, which is super unfortunate because this person feels so attached to you and so attached to your energy and to the idea of you. But again, I do get the sense that they're going to find a way to contact you. You will hear from them very soon. All right, and we've got the bat. Alternative and unorthodox, unique, cult classic. Cult classic jumps out there. This could be someone who is, well, respects the arts is the first phrase that comes to mind, but someone who really likes movies, like someone who really likes old music, someone who is really into like art, someone who's very very into art, different types of art, someone who might get a little bit obsessive with it. Like I do get the sense of someone who, when they care about something, they care about something. That's part of what this whole energy with you is. Like, this is someone who, when they are really really interested in something, they know all of the details about it. They've got all of the facts. Sorry about that. I had to take a phone call. As I was saying though, I think that this is someone who, like, when they're into something, they're really into it. They've got all of the details about it. I'm thinking of, even like sports comes to mind, someone who's like really into like fantasy football or knows all the stats about their favorite players and their favorite teams. And we've got the dove, innocent and pure, well loved and well sought after, romantic. I'm hearing like almost like I'm thinking like white wedding and like church bells. Like, this is someone who's very traditional. And for a lot of you, this is someone who people, again, this is extra confirmation. This is someone who people have been wondering why they haven't settled down, even for like even if you're younger, even if like you're like significantly younger. This is someone who people have definitely been wondering why they don't have like a steady relationship. There's a possibility that before this person met you, they were a chronic serial dater, or like they were someone who couldn't be alone. Basically, they were someone who was like always dating someone, always in a serious relationship. And after meeting you, that changed because they can't get you out of their mind. And so there there's definitely a sense here that the way that this person is acting surrounding you is extremely out of the ordinary for them, and even the people in their life even the people in their life have noticed that. And we've got the lion, showstopper, adaptable, feminine and healthy. Healthy feminine. Why did I say that? Showstopper, adaptable, healthy, feminine. This is someone who's a go-getter. I'm getting the sense of someone who's like in business or works in finances, or someone who's like really good at math, someone who's really good at science, someone who's very logical, basically, and someone, again, who's very, very good at what they do. This is a person who's regularly in the spotlight. The Three of Pentacles speaks to that as well. This is a person who's like regularly in the spotlight for what they do. They're very, very good at they're very, very good at it. They're very, very talented. And we've got the Falcon, wanderer, no nonsense, and territorial. And they've definitely got a side to themselves. I have a feeling that they're really hard workers, and that's where they've been channeling this energy recently. They've been channeling all of this like really frustrated energy at not knowing, all this frustrated energy over the fact that the connection with you is very stagnant and has been very stagnant. I feel like they've been like funneling that into different portions of their life, and it's been making them maybe not the most fun person to work with or to be around, which is unfortunate because this seems like a really great person. Like, this seems like someone who likes to have fun, is a really friendly person, someone who lions live in prides, right? There are lots of lions that live together. This is someone who usually is like the life of the party, someone who's usually really involved in their community, and I feel like especially recently, I think that they've been losing sleep over you recently, and it's maybe been making them a little bit snappy. And as far as territorial goes, I definitely get the sense that they feel possessive over the idea of you. Like, I do get the sense that for some of you, the reason why they want to know your social media, the reason why they've been trying to find your social media, is because they want to know if you're in a relationship yourself. Like, they hate the idea of you being in a relationship yourself. It very much bothers them, the idea of you being in a romantic partnership yourself. Um, why did we look up for blessing, not around and down? What hope we have lies there, not only in the sky, full of orbiting spy eyes and weaponry, but in the earth we have looked down upon. Not from above, but from below, not in the light that blinds, but in the darkness that nourishes, where human beings grow human souls. A left-handed commencement, Ursula K. Le Guin. Again, this is, you change this person's perspective. Something about you and something about knowing you very drastically changed this person's perspective. You altered their point of view and their worldview dramatically, and they would tell you that if they could. These cards are to find out what they would tell you if they could say anything to you. And frankly, I think for this person specifically, they imagine having full conversations with you. Like, this is someone who is very dreamy and romantic, especially in their energy surrounding you. And they have, like, I think that they imagine having conversations with you. They imagine what you would say, or specifically what they would say to you. And they imagine the happy ending that they could have if they profess their love to you in the right way. It's really sweet. It's really fairy tale energy. There's something really fairy tale about this. The song from Sleeping Beauty, Once Upon a Dream. I know you, I've walked with you once upon a dream. Like, this person has been dreaming of you. This person has been losing sleep over you. And there's something so fairy tale about the way that they think of you. They imagine sweeping you off your feet. They imagine coming in and saving you from all your problems. This is an incredibly, incredibly romantic person. This is someone who has some very big ideas and ideals surrounding the ideas of romance and love. And I get the feeling that this is someone who thinks that you deserve better than what you've gotten in your life. They want to give you better than what you've gotten in your life. There's a possibility that when this person met you, you were in a relationship already, and that was what ended things. Potentially even stop them from having any kind of relationship with you at all. They knew that they couldn't have any kind of friendship with you, so they didn't have any kind of friendship with you, and now they're having to regret that because they don't know how to communicate with you. They don't know how to open a line of communication with you anymore. But definitely someone who someone who would give you the world, basically, if they could. Extremely, extremely romantic energy. They want to be your Prince Charming, or they want to be your princess, or they want to be your non-binary royal. All right, we've got, and the knight said, I love you as you love the one-eyed kitten, and as the kitten loves the stars, and as the memory loves the past. They think of memories that you two have together, and I have a feeling that you don't have a ton of memories together, but whatever memories you do have together, they think of it a lot. They think of you at night. They think of you at night all the time. There's almost a sense of wishing on a star for you. Like, this person might not know anything about manifestation. I do get the sense, though, that, like, since meeting you, they've kind of looked into that kind of thing because you probably believe in that. You might be a very spiritual person. And because of that, and because this person knows that, they've started looking into it. And I've mentioned this before. I mentioned this before in the reading. I think they've just been manifesting you. They think about you all the time. They dream about you. They've been pouring so much energy into you that they're manifesting you. And for some of you, they are literally actually manifesting you. They are actually trying to manifest you into their lives, like consciously. And kill him when he least expects it. Tell him you don't love him. Tell him you never did. Yeah, for some of you, this person definitely met you when you were in a relationship, and they think that they can do much better for you than the person who you were in a relationship with. For others of you, though, and for all of you actually, this person just despises the idea of you being with another person. There's something really possessive about this energy already. They hate the idea of you being in a different romantic relationship. They hate the idea of never getting a chance with you specifically because you are with someone else. Like, I have a feeling that this person would rather get a chance with you and fail and lose you all on their own than never get a chance to try with you specifically because you're with another person. And they think about that a lot. And we've got, let no one think me a weak one, feeble-spirited, a stay-at-home, but rather just the opposite, one who can hurt my enemies and help my friends. Stronger than lovers, love is lovers' hate, incurable in each, the wounds they make. Hate is a bottomless cup, I will pour and pour. And that is from Medea, Euripides. Those quotes are from Medea by Euripides. This person harbors a lot of like animosity towards, for some of you, a real person that was in your life, like a real actual relationship you had in your life, especially if this person has access to your social media. If this is someone who does have access to your social media, but they feel almost like they're in a glass box on the outside because they don't know how to use that access aside from just spying on you. Like, this is someone who they harbor so much animosity towards the idea of you having a different person or a different romantic interest in your life. Medea is about a woman whose husband is courting another woman. She's a princess who left everything for him. Medea left everything, sacrificed everything for Jason. And Jason ends up courting a different princess after he's married and had kids with Medea. And she is inconsolable about it. And the play is about how she gets her revenge by setting the princess on fire along with her father, the king, and leaving Jason after getting rid of their two children. It is an incredibly intense play, and it's this person has already imagined a whole life with you. This person is someone who is usually so logical and so grounded that even when they're romantic, even when they're kind of in the clouds, even when they've got kind of like an airheaded thing going on for them, they still they've imagined this thing so much that it feels grounded. Like, they still ground their fantasies into real life. The idea of someone else being with you feels already like you have been taken from them. This person is extremely possessive over you, and they are incredibly, they harbor so much animosity towards the idea of you having a different romantic interest. Angels have many faces. I have wrestled with angels, and I am stained with light, and I have no shame. Mary Oliver. I was a winged obsessive. My moonlit feathers were paper. I lived hardly at all among men or women. I spoke only to angels. Louise Gluck. They hold you on a crazy high pedestal. This person just, and I do think that you deserve it. I do think that you are a wonderful, fantastic person who anyone would be lucky to be with. But this person, they think of you as an angel. And because you actually changed their point of view, because you altered some sort of worldview of theirs and genuinely changed their life, they feel like you genuinely changed their life. because of that, they see you as larger than life. They see you as an angel. They see you as someone who came into their life and gave them knowledge or something, gave them knowledge. Freedom comes to mind, even like you opened up a new world for this person, and they are grateful, even comes to mind. Like they definitely don't want to go back. They don't want to go back to feeling like, almost like the world is, I'm almost saying like the world lose color. This person feels like the world isn't as vibrant without you in their life. Which again is wild, because for a lot of you, this is someone who wasn't super involved in your life. This is someone who you didn't have like a super in-depth relationship with. But whatever relationship you had with them, it impacted them so greatly that they have altered their whole life around the idea of being with you and having you in it. All right, pile 3. Thank you so much for being here and coming out and playing. That is what I've got for you. I hope it was enlightening. I will see you next time. Bye. Alright guys, and last but certainly not least, we've got group 4 with the 10 of spades. So already what I'm getting is betrayal. It doesn't have to be romantic for a lot of you. In fact, I'm getting that this is more friend involved. For some of you, it's even family. Regardless of the actual relationship, this is someone who is someone who you have very bad history with. So the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Swords, and they're waiting to try and get back into your life. For the record, that's why they're watching your social media. They're stalking your social media because they're jealous, surprised. They want back into your life. You have made it to a point where they did not think you'd make it to, and they're regretting having taken themselves out of your life. But the 10 of spades is indicative of the 10 of swords, and traditionally the 10 of swords is depicted by a man who literally has 10 swords in his back. For some of you, this is a group of people. This is like a group of friends, a group of coworkers, a third party that got themselves involved in your romantic relationship. For some of you, this is like group oriented. And we've got the King of Cups. The King of Cups is Scorpio. It is indicative of Scorpio. And me right now, this reading is timeless, but me right now, I am in Scorpio season. So expect communication from this person soon. I get the feeling that this person is really impulsive. This is someone who's really impulsive. And someone who thinks, or someone who acts before they thinks, and then convinces themselves afterwards that they did the right thing. You have proven them that they did the wrong thing. They've been watching you for a second. I get the feeling that this person or these people have been watching you for a second, and they've been watching you go up. They've been watching an upward trend in your life. At least that's how it looks on your social media. That's how they are reading your social media. And so they've been watching your life go on an upward trend. And for some of you, this person is spiritual. This person would identify as spiritual, even identify as like a magic user. They see your upward trend in life as positive karma. So, like, obviously, they read the situation wrong between the two of you, because their life has been trending down. And there's no denying that. I have a feeling that they've been trying to for a long time. I think that this isn't something new. This isn't like a fresh wound. This is something that you've been healing from for a long time. Something that some of you have already fully healed from. And again, something that's given this person enough time for them to watch you trend upwards and watch your life increase and your value increase. I'm seeing the birds card in Lenormand. The birds in the Lenormand deck is indicative of like anxious gossip. This is a group of people for a lot of you. For most of you, this is more than one person. This is a group of people that were involved in a not so great situation that you either removed yourself from or, frankly, that they made you remove yourself from. This feels very unfair. This situation feels like it was very unfair, and it feels like it played out and proved that you were not the one in the wrong. And so we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, very strong. You have been working on yourself. Your social media, what they're getting from your social media is that you have been working on yourself and you've been working on your life and you've been doing a really good job. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving of the knights, but he's also the most thorough in his work. You've built a really strong foundation for yourself, and you've proven that by how steady your upward trend is going. You don't have peaks and valleys really, or at least it doesn't seem that way from your social media, because you've built yourself a very strong foundation. I have a feeling that you went through a very rough patch in your life. There was a very, very low point in your life. It may have involved these people, and it might not have involved these people, frankly. There was a dark period in your life where you really had to like plant your feet in the ground and get yourself under yourself and really support your own weight, you know. There's a point in your life where you may have felt that you were very alone in the world, and you stuck it out and you made it through. And you're reaping the rewards for that right now. If you haven't started like really reaping in rewards, this is your sign that you will very soon see rewards coming in. I am currently sitting right in front of the holiday season. This is, you expect gifts coming in soon. This reading is timeless again, so regardless of where you are in the year, it doesn't really matter. Expect gifts coming in soon. And we've got Temperance. There's something so stable and so clean and fresh about this energy. You look like you're healed. You look like you have risen from the ashes. I'm seeing like a phoenix even. Like you appear to have risen from the ashes and resurrected yourself into a better, stronger person. And these people have not. These people have not seen that growth. These people have not seen that change. For some of them, even, I'm getting this really strong jealousy and bitterness because they don't want to believe that you have changed so much when they have changed so little. For some of these people, I'm getting like a victim complex. For some of these people, there's a strong victimization complex where they really want to believe that they are the way they are because of things that were beyond their control. They're at where they're at because of things that were totally beyond their control. But having seen you and having seen how you've risen from the ashes, essentially, of horrible situations, they don't feel like they have an excuse anymore. And it's unfortunate because I don't get the feeling that you are a person who would treat somebody that way. Between the Knight of Pentacles and Temperance, this is very, very stable, very comforting, very healing energy, right? I feel like you would be a very supportive person and a very supportive friend. But these people, they they don't have it in them to give that back to you, you know? So there's just this strong jealousy and bitterness that follows them around because you have changed so much and you have matured so much, and they just don't want to believe that that's the case. The Ten of Swords. I was talking about this card in the very beginning. This is someone or a group of people who really, really did you dirty. They did you wrong. You have come up from the ashes of a very, very traumatic incident with these people specifically, and they know that. Like, it's unfortunate because they know that. They can't even fool themselves into thinking that they didn't really mess up here. They messed up. and to come back into your life, they're going to have to at least be willing to apologize. And I get the feeling for some of them that even that is asking too much. They haven't changed at all. If they were the type of people who weren't capable of taking responsibility for anything in their life before, they're not the kind of people who are capable of taking responsibility for anything in their life now. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And we've got the Four of Pentacles. This person is very selfish. This person, very selfish and very, very possessive. They are jealous of you and also jealous of the people around you who get access to you. They miss you. Ultimately, this person misses you. They safeguard the memories that they have from your relationship because it was some of the best times in their life, frankly. It's unfortunate, but that's kind of all they have left, and they know that. Again, they're very much aware of the fact that the relationship between you two being severed is their fault. They're the ones that did the cutting. So there's nothing you can really do about that, or it's not your place to go looking for them. And frankly, why would you go looking for them when they burnt that bridge? The Eight of Cups. You've moved on. You've moved on, and you look like you've moved on. You look like you don't think about them anymore. For some of you, you blocked them forever ago, and you forgot them a long time ago. If that's the case, this person has like made accounts or gotten their friends to look at your account for them. I get the feeling that the people in their life are really sick of this obsession that they have with you. If it's a group of people that was responsible for this, if it's a group of people that's still like haunting your social media, they can only talk to each other about it because it's very obviously incredibly toxic energy. Like, anyone who wasn't directly involved with this situation, who doesn't have a reason to feel guilty or weird about this, if they look into you for too long, it becomes clear that you're a good person. Like, it becomes clear that you have been through a lot and you have pulled yourself up again and again, regardless of the situation. So if that's the case, then what are these people talking about? And it shifts perspective, really. I have a feeling that there are some people who like genuinely started to side-eye the people who had issues with you after this, even if they didn't know you, because they were really interested in you. They became fans, and they only became fans because this person wouldn't stop talking about you or wouldn't stop bringing you up. So they had to go looking into it, or this person asked them to look at your social media pages for them because they've been blocked. Like, and because they have no connection to this specifically, they became fans of yours. So now it's kind of difficult for them to look at this other person without thinking, what did you do? Like, your story already doesn't really seem to make sense. What did you do? It raises questions that these people don't want to answer. These people are really uncomfortable with. And the Six of Swords. You've got both the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Lots of moving forward energy. You're on a steady progression forward, and that's really, really clear in your social media. I don't even get the sense of like someone who has finished and accomplished anything. You're on your way to your Ten of Pentacles energy. You're on your way to building your legacy and finishing up all of your goals. You haven't even finished it, and you've already done so much, and you've already gotten so far. It's incredibly impressive. I get the feeling of someone who's very, very calm. Like, you've weathered the storm, so it takes a lot to get under your skin, and a lot to bait you, basically. You're not someone who can be baited. Tiger sharks. Ambitious, adventurous, needs to prove themselves. Yet the people who are watching you, they have lofty goals. Like, they have really lofty goals. And they They're the kind of people, from what I can tell, that have really lofty goals, but are so obsessed with the goals themselves that they don't do the work to get to those goals. This is part of that victimization complex. They feel that things should be given to them. They feel like, due to circumstances in their lives or due to, for whatever the case, they feel like things should be given to them. And that that isn't how life works. It's unfortunate, but like that isn't how life works. Some of these people have really sad histories. Some of these people I'm sure you can still empathize with because it's not like they had incredibly easy lives. But ultimately, that doesn't that doesn't excuse them wallowing in toxicity, especially at your expense. So we're going to look into a little bit more about who is watching your social media. All right, and we've got the penguin. Cute, playful, loving, and loyal. This person really comes off as very charming. These are people who appear to be very charming, and people who penguins live in groups. So again, I'm very much getting a group feeling, but this is a, regardless of person or people, they are very charming and they come off that way. They don't have a hard time making friends. I think they have a hard time keeping friends, though. I think they have a little bit of an issue with keeping stable relationships, and it's not because they don't want stable relationships. I think it's just because there's there's something in their personality. Like it's unfortunate, but this will be different for each person or group of people. Like there's just something in their personality that makes it incredibly difficult for them to form and keep long-term relationships. That's what happened here with you. Something came up and something really, really bad went down and you paid the price for it. And now they're having a difficult time even pulling themselves together to try and apologize to you. Like, this, there's something about this person or these people that just keeps them in their toxicity, and it's unfortunate because I get the feeling that if they could move past that, they could grow exponentially. You have, and that's part of what makes them so bitter when they watch your social media. You've grown, you've changed, and you haven't changed like your personality. You're clearly still the same person that they knew. You're just a more evolved version of yourself now because you've grown. You've taken the time that you've been apart and you've grown, and they haven't. And they take that as an indictment on themselves. They are ashamed of that. They feel shame for their lack of growth when they look at how far you've come. And just the same way that it feels they took something out on you before, they take that feeling of inferiority out on you without you even being there. Crane, loyal, ritualistic, and nurturing. Yeah, this is someone who genuinely they have it in them to be wonderful people. I think I get childhood wounds for a lot of these people. I get the feeling that like what they want is to be nurtured. What they want is for someone to take care of them. And I think that you are a very nurturing person. Like, you come off as a very nurturing person. And I think they took advantage of that. I think they took advantage of that, and now they have to deal with the fact that they don't have that anymore. And we've got the Phoenix. I brought the Phoenix up earlier, but in their case, it is traditional, secretive, and flighty. Yeah, something about traditional makes me feel traditional family unit or like traditional nuclear family. This is someone who really, really wants someone to take care of them, and I think that they wanted that person to be you. It's unfortunate, but like I get the feeling that when you were all in each other's lives, it wasn't a healthy relationship. It wasn't a healthy situation. There's a reason why you all had to separate. Like, cosmically speaking, there's a reason why you all had to separate. Even though it was painful and a painful process, especially for you, it was something that needed to be done to get you away from these people. And we've got the vulture, survivor, intuitive, and friendly. Someone very friendly, someone very charming. People who I'm getting like the life of the party energy. I'm getting like very fire sign energy, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Oh my god. Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. And honorary fire would be Scorpio, yeah? There's something very show-stopping about this energy. And I think, ironically, another part of why these people are jealous of you is that you don't need to be in the spotlight. You don't crave that attention. And because you don't crave that attention, it makes it stand out even more when you are in fact in the spotlight. And I think recently you have been finding yourself in the spotlight more and more on social media, if not in a way that you notice. I have a feeling that, like, behind the scenes you have been getting more popular. And we've got brown bears, solitary, misunderstood, glutton. These people have been they've been in a low period of their life, and it's only getting lower. These are people who indulge in their baser instincts or their baser desires when they're unhappy. They go looking for happiness, and like happiness at the bottom of the bottle comes to mind specifically. So that might be something that they have a specific issue with. And we've got fireflies, bright, compassionate, and healer. That's what they want from you. I'm getting the image of like a brown bear chasing fireflies. They want you back in their life. There's something incredibly healing about your energy, and they want that back in their life, especially because they need it. They need it even more than ever. I think they have a hard time telling whether or not you leaving their life took part of that health with them, or if you being in their life just made them used to the health that they had. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they had all that health and you leaving kind of sucked that with you, or if it was never them, it was always you. And that distinction is driving them kind of wild, I think, especially as they watch your social media and watch you flourish while they kind of wither out. And we've got the falcon. Survivors, ruthless, easily insulted. So survivors pops out specifically there. I don't know why I wrote it in multiple, but again, I get the feeling of a group. And between ruthless and easily insulted, I get the feeling that this group is imploding in on itself. I think you have been in the forefront of a lot of people's minds recently because they are infighting. As it turns out, it wasn't you. As it turns out, it wasn't anything else. It's always going to be a bad situation when a bunch of people with really, really toxic traits come together and look for healing in each other when really they need to either go within or go find help, like professional help. I get the feeling of like even professional help. Again, I think that these people have really serious childhood wounds, or wounds from when they were really young, like emotional wounds from when they were really young, and it's coming back to haunt them. And we've got the hummingbird, athletic, free-spirited, and pretty. Popular people, definitely the popular crowd. You know what I'm getting, in fact? I'm getting the image of, like, the popular kids in high school who peak in high school. The popular kids who their life is all downhill after that specific, very short and very early period in their life. Meanwhile, you have only been going up. High school, or that time period of your life, or whatever time period of your life that you knew these people in, You might not have been at the top of your game, but you have only been increasing and leveling up, and you clearly aren't even close to being done. And they're regretting the fact that they peaked. They're regretting the fact that they peaked early on. It's unfortunate to say, but... Alright. Now, finally, we are going to be looking into what they would say to you if they could say anything to you at all. You might want to check a different pile. That might be, if you're drawn to more than one pile, I would check that other pile too. That might be why multiples keep coming up here. Because for some of you, this is one specific person. For some of you, this is definitely one specific person. But for others of you, it is a group. Just thought I should mention that. Alright, we've got... Yet on the other hand, when thinking in a sentimental way about kings, it is dangerously easy to forget about their power, about the severed heads upon which they walk. In the land of men, Adrian Miller. These people or this person is trying to convince themselves that they're just being sentimental, basically, or nostalgic, basically. The word nostalgia comes to mind. They're trying to convince themselves that they don't miss you as much as they think they do, and you didn't do as much for them as they are thinking you did for them. It's unfortunate, but they're doing everything in their power to convince themselves that they don't have to apologize to you, or they don't have to come forward towards you. They've waited long enough that they know you will not be coming towards them. So it's either they get over you, or they figure out a way back into your life. And they really want to figure out a way back into your life, but the easiest way, and honestly for some of them the only way, is with an apology. And that's like the one thing that they don't want to do. That's the one thing that I'm not getting any kind of sign that they want to do. And we've got... Harsh truths and likes. Your worst sin is that you have destroyed and betrayed yourself for nothing. Crime and punishment. Fjorde just Dostoevsky. I definitely pronounced that wrong. They feel this is someone who is really important to you. These relationships were really important to you, or this relationship was very important to you. And they feel like they've betrayed you. Like, they feel the weight of having betrayed you. That's why they don't want to apologize, because they don't want to admit to the harm that they caused you. They don't want to admit to the fact that they hurt someone who was only ever there for them, and someone who obviously brought so much light to their life. So they're willing to do damn near anything but apologize, because apologizing means accepting that they were in the wrong. And for someone with this level of victimization complex, I just don't see that happening. They would rather wallow in their self-pity over the fact that they're at fault for losing you than stand up and apologize after accepting that fact. It's unfortunate, but it's the one part where they really need to grow. Again, this person seems like a lovely person outside of this very strong victimization complex. And it's, at the end of the day, too much of a problem for them to be able to hold long-term relationships. And we've got, I want nothing. I just want to watch the emptiness. I just want the emptiness to mean something. Ernest Hemingway. Yeah, see, I don't... This person is currently in this position where they're feeling really sorry for themselves. And it's kind of sad to see, because they miss you, and they have accepted at this point that they were the ones in the wrong. But, like, they still haven't gotten to a point yet where they're willing to try and fix things the proper way. That's part of why they're watching your social media so closely. I knew this person at one point in my life who had lost her best friend, and their relationship ended in like a very, very unfortunate manner. And she told me that she used to watch this girl's Instagram because if she ever left the boyfriend who had gotten between the two of them, then she wanted to swoop her back up. And that was the way that she phrased it. She wanted to swoop her back up if that guy ever left her. And that's the kind of opportunity that I get that this person is waiting for. They're waiting for something to come or something to happen in your life where they can re-enter it smoothly, so it makes sense that they're coming back into your life, rather than the only way they can come back being with an apology and the acknowledgement that they've been thinking about you this whole time. And we've got, everybody needs love on a cold night. When you're staring at the wall because you can't cry, you can just hit my line. To be loved, Elijah Blake. Yeah, they're waiting for an opportunity to talk to you. They're waiting for an opportunity to present itself to where it makes sense for them to reintroduce themselves to your life. And as soon as that happens, they want to be able to swoop in and change things without actually having to change things. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. But this isn't the best energy. This isn't the most comforting energy. This person wants comfort from you. It can't be comforting for you because this person isn't offering you comfort. Even now that they want you back in their life, they're not offering you comfort. They want you back in their life because they want comfort from you. Just something to be aware of. Alright, loves. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope it was enlightening. I will see you next time. Bye.